Alright, welcome to the SGDQ Submission for Nioh 2. Only missions with DLC is featherless and also any percent featherless. And Nioh 2 is a really good action game. It's also very flawed, but overall the game has so many good things in terms of combat and just overall the gameplay experience that they overshadow most of the other bad things that it has. And in regards of this run, the main bad thing about it is that it has a lot of RNG, but that also means that there's going to be a lot of backup strats and things that you need to know in order to have like an actual good run going, or like to just be able to finish a run, which I do, you know, that's what I do. And yeah, just let's just start it straight away. I'll explain along the way. Okay, so that was my character right there. This game has a really good character creator, and it also lets you save up to 99 characters, so it's pretty nice. Anyways, we start at the interim, alright, with no weapons, and we're gonna have to select 2 of them and also a guardian spirit. This game has a stand system for anyone who doesn't know, and being able to take the most profit of all stances is gonna be important throughout the run and also in the game itself. So yeah, we got sword, axe, and Makami spirit. Makami spirit we wanted mainly because it's a brute spirit. It has a yokai shift quality of brute. It can be brute, feral, or phantom, and for the beginning of the run, we mainly want brute. It's gonna allow us to do more relevant things than the others. And axe is a really good weapon. Overall, it's gonna be the most used weapon in the run, especially for the main game. And the sword gives us the fastest form of moving around on low stance. Just like this, low stance dashing. And while I do not need to take out every single piece of equipment or piece of armor, it is going to be more convenient for later on when we update the armor, so I don't have to take it into account. Anyways, we're gonna... There we go. Nice. Okay, so that was not that great, honestly. As I said before, there is quite a bit of RNG in this game, so we didn't get the best Enki. And the reason why we're fighting the Enki, meaning this monkey, baboon-like monkey, is to get this Enki soul core, which is gonna allow us to, especially early on, to have an extra tool that is gonna be very useful. For this next boss and 2 bosses from now, especially. It is not super required for the run, but it does make things better. I could have gotten a faster fight, and that was a pretty slow fight, so you can see that it's not overly slow to get either. Anyways, we equipped the Enki Soul Core. Soul Cores are yokai abilities, or they can be equipped as yokai abilities, and they take up slots on your guardian spirit. So I slotted one of them, which is the Enki Soul Core, into this guardian spirit, so we can actually use it. So we got the inner shrine key, yes, which we need to open this gate. We're on to the first boss, which is Mezuki. It's a horse boss. And right now we don't have many other tools. We have Enki and high stance and strong attack, basically, as the main tools for this fight. Okay, we're gonna dodge that. We really don't want to get grabbed, especially now that I'm not at full HP. Alright. So keep pulsing is also very, very important in this game. And we're gonna be able to have an even better use of the key pulse later on. and especially in conjunction with the stances. I'll explain that later. And right now I'm gonna try to skip the final grapple. There we go, we skipped it. So basically with that grapple I reduce the HP to 0, and by doing that while grappling you avoid having to grapple again at the end. So that's a time save. Alright, we're gonna equip our weapons so it's a bit better, and remove some pop-ups and also ready some elixirs on the other slot. And I'm gonna get rid of this menu right here as well. Alright, so that's the first boss. The Enki really helped right there with some moves in order to avoid getting hit by them or just tank through them, depending on your timing and also the attack. And yeah, that's the first main mission. We just unlocked Masaru, which is also going to be useful for a while in the run, but not straight away. It's going to be useful later. And we equipped Mezuki. Mezuki is going to be useful especially for this, well, not especially, just for this region, for these 2 upcoming bosses. It's going to be quite important for the setups. Alright. So over here we're gonna open the menu again, because we got some skill points for the Shifling, and that unlocked that pop-up. So we don't want to happen to see it when we don't want to waste more time. So, you know, while we're recovering the key, we can open that to get rid of it. Anyways, we're gonna stop here because we need to beat this guy. Okay, that's not a dodge. This is a Nippon Natara, has 1 eye. There we go. That was a nice burst counter. Has 1 eye and 1 leg, and also 1 hammer. Alright, that's okay. My anima is a bit low from what I normally have, because I use that burst counter. But it is alright. It is alright. It's not gonna be a big issue. Okay, we're gonna attack this guy, and that's gonna give us 1 anima almost. 0.9 anima to be more exact. And in order to be a bit more safe with our anima, we're actually gonna hit this Gaki. Just like that. Just to be a bit more safe. It's just a small time save. I mean, time waste, like just a couple of seconds tops. So it's worth, just to make things more consistent. Alright. So the next thing that we want is a key to access the boss, and also some magic locks in order to get magic skill points. Because we're lacking magic, we need magic. We're gonna get Purity for this boss. Purity is like a really good buff and debuff. Elemental buffs when you attack enemies, or basically when you attack an enemy with elements, they fill up a debuff bar, of which when it's filled completely, it activates a debuff according to the element. And in the case of Purity, it mainly, the most important property of Purity debuff is that it increases the key damage that they receive. We're gonna get Flux, which is gonna increase our key gained when switching stances while keep pulsing. And we get Purification Talisman, and we're also gonna get Heaven and Earth, which is one of the main skills for the axe. I gotta say that this run has been rerouted after the last event that I did, which was ESA Winter 2021. It's actually the first time that I did it at a big event. And we're gonna just break this right here. There we go. And while he's staggered, we're gonna burst counter, Mizuki, and grapple. That's gonna deal a big chunk of damage right there, like over 60% damage. Really, really good. There we go. Alright. And that should finish it. Almost. Okay, one more. There we go. That's pretty nice, Enra. Pretty decent. Okay, we're gonna get this soul core. We do not need it for the soul core itself, but it's gonna give us more experience. And we're gonna update our weapons. So far the run is going pretty well. I gotta say that in a really bad run, well, I would say just the overall margin between a really good run and a really bad run, I would say on any percent it would be from around 145 if it's like really, really good, 140 to 155, something like that. We unlocked the dojo, but we're not gonna do it yet. I'm gonna go to the next mission. And then for all my missions with DLCs, it will be between, if it's really, really good, 220, and if it's really, really bad, 250 something. At least for my standards right now. Due to the RNG that this run has, removing some more pop-ups by the way, it has a lot of wiggle room in terms of how the time is. As you know, the main bad thing about this game is like it is so RNG heavy. But you know, like I said, I still have enough tools to bring it home in a certain time, no matter what. All right. So we took that safety shrine. We're gonna drop here. This is a shortcut. Gonna roll at landing so we don't get poisoned, and we also take less damage. We're gonna get this. It's some antidote and lantern blind fruit. We get it because it's kind of free. We need to step away from the snake just in case, because the snake will see us. You know, like a snake over there. Okay, I'm gonna buff with purity. This campus right now that is following us is not only gonna attack and do a little bit of key damage and damage, it's also gonna recover our anima, or you know, rather give us anima for a period of time. Alright, we're gonna torch that. There we go. Enki, there we go, that's good. Using flux to recover our key as well. Alright, we're gonna buff again to refresh our purity buff. And we're gonna use Mizuki right there. That's gonna get rid of all the snakes. Okay, this is good, this is good. Okay, so we're gonna grapple. And we're gonna activate Yokai Shift. That's gonna activate, well, not activate, trigger again the stagger on the snake, and we can do a special, grapple, and then finish with Mizuki. Easy peasy. Alright. Okay, so we're also gonna get this soul core, and in this case, we're gonna actually want to use this soul core. Alright. So we didn't get any more axe, but we don't really need a better axe, honestly. We're good enough. We're good enough for the time being. There's also RNG on the drops, but if at any point we're behind in damage or in like the weapons that we need, we can always just go to the blacksmith. It takes like 10 seconds to, well, between 10 and 15 depending, to actually get a new weapon that we want. So that marks the end of the first region, and we're moving on to the second one. And now that we unlocked also the other dojos of Novice, we're gonna do Way of the Warrior Novice and Way of the Omnio Novice as well. This dojo is gonna be important in order to get more skills, and especially, well, not especially, also not only in the weapons, but also in the samurai department. It's gonna give us flux too. which is very, very good. And also Masterful Slides, which is gonna give us more key damage on the skill that we equipped it to. But that's gonna come. It's gonna be relevant later. It's gonna be more relevant later. Also gotta say that we're planning to have this run with commentary of John Di San Donato, which is also a runner of the Nioh series. And that's gonna help me a bit with you know, all the explaining on certain parts where it gets harder to explain, especially if things go a bit like random, which, you know, they're gonna happen. You know, that those like really quick decisions of depending on the situation, you want to do one thing or another. It's gonna be quite important. Anyways, so mid stance, strong attack, light attack, sorry. There we go, and high stance, quick attacks, and oh damn, this is good, this is good. That's a pretty fast Gaki. That's a pretty fast Gaki. Alright. That concludes the dojo section of this part. We're gonna do just one more dojo later in around an hour, maybe a bit less, depending from now. But yeah, we're going to the next main mission. So in this next main mission, we're gonna fight the first human boss of the run, called Imagawa. Also, while I'm running around, it's also a good time to read stuff, or, you know, to just do some messages, anything relevant for the marathon. Can always explain mechanics. For example, we're gonna unlock Flux 2 right now. When we get to the next shrine, which is gonna be in like less than 20 seconds from now. And yeah, Flux 2 is gonna be the same thing as I explained before. Like you just key pulse and change the stances while key pulsing, and that's gonna give you more key. But Flux 2 enables you to change to more than one stance and recover even more key, so it's very important. All in Constitution except for 1 point that we're gonna put on skill. I'm gonna change the Guardian Spirit to Shirohami. I'm gonna put Jatsu no Kami and Enki right there. And we're gonna learn these 3 magics, basically 3 elemental buffs. We're gonna get Running Water Earth and Flux 2, and we're gonna exit the menu. Ready Jutsu, 2 water talismans, and getting ready. Alright. So over here we have a travel amulet in this item right here. There we go. And I gotta say that's the one that you would take for any percent, and I'm also gonna grab one more travel amulet, apart from, you know, another one that I grabbed on the snake level. For all my missions with DLCs. So yeah, now we are onto Imagawa, and the first thing that we're gonna do is shoot him in the head. Attack. Okay. Heavy nerf. Okay, he's giving me not great RNG right now. Okay, do it please. No? Okay. I don't like this RNG. Nerf. It's not doing anything right now. That's not what we want to see. Come on. He went really weird. Normally he would just do a burst counter attack, but he decided not to do that. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I would say the chances of not having him doing like a burst attack is probably like a 10% or lower. Anyways, I didn't expect any kind of relevant drop for my equipment in terms of weapons. Because of the nature of the human bosses, they don't like dropping anything that they don't have. So, you know, I don't need dual swords, I don't need you know, anything that he could drop me. So since the possibility of having an axe or a hammer dropped was not there, I just decided to update my armor a bit early. That's basically the idea of the menu after him. And this is the travel amulet. And we're gonna fight this enemy right here for the sake of having getting more proficiency and also getting more anima. Didn't give me good RNG, but you know, it's fine. It's not a bad fight. Anyways, we're gonna get the Shifling skill tree and get that skill right there. That's basically gonna give us more key region when on the Dark Realm. Dark Realm is, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's basically like the realm where everything is a bit darker and you recover less key. Alright, I get that. Okay. So, I was kinda like slow on that menu, but it's alright. Mainly you always have 2 pieces of armor that you're always gonna equip at this point of the run, which are the chest piece and the waist piece for Shrine Maiden set. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this real quick. Okay, there we go. So I went over the 30%. Okay, we're gonna get that item. Red Spire Lily is gonna be good for later in the run. Oh, this one. It's actually higher level. Alright. We're gonna buff with Purity. We unlocked that shortcut, by the way, in order to not lose as much time if we do have a really bad fight. Right. Okay, so yeah, this is one of those fights where you just have to really react to what the boss is doing. Not getting good punishes right now. Okay, let's do this. Okay, right. Okay, we're gonna refresh our purity. Try to punish as soon as possible. So I'm getting used to the... I'm giving good use to the dash attacks. Ah, that's bad. Alright, let's do Enki, and I fell, of course. That's something that can happen. Yeah, not great. It's okay, he's done. Come on. Really? How are you gonna do that? Wow, okay. Wow, you have an example of really bad RNG. Wow. It's okay. It is within the realm of expected, so that's why I took that shortcut. It was a bit of a shame that it was so later into the fight. So late into the fight, rather. Come on. Okay, let's try to punish as much as possible. Okay, we're gonna use this. There we go. Yeah, that was not great. It's alright. I don't even plan on using that yokai shift in this fight anyways, so it's not a big deal. Okay, there we go. He's done. Much better than the previous fight. We got a bronze hammer, so that's pretty nice. That means we're gonna deal a bit more damage on the next boss. So yeah, I lost quite a bit of time there, but yeah. That's Nioh 2 runs in a nutshell. Alright. So I unlocked other dojos, but we do not have nearly enough proficiency in order to do them yet. And we are only gonna do the magic dojo later on. It's gonna be... I'm gonna be doing it in the 5th region, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is the 5th one. And yeah, we're on to the last main mission of the 2nd region right now. It's around the 30 minutes mark that we finish this region. We're gonna fight another enemy on the way in order to get a bit more proficiency, but especially like the anima, because we're gonna be waiting for this elevator. Meanwhile, alright, there we go. One more. I'm gonna grapple and then get out. Alright. So we're gonna get Titanic Strength right here. One of the most useful skills in the game for the run. I get that magic and this samurai skills. Not especially important, the samurai skills that I got, but they are gonna make it faster in the next region to get the next one, which is the important one, which is Masterful Slice. Masterful Slice basically makes us do more key damage on the skills that we equip it to. It's like modifiers. Alright. We're gonna take this safety shrine and level up. 15 constitution. And we're onwards to, I would say, the most dangerous boss of the early game, which is Saito Toshimitsu. Saito Toshimitsu will have the two guardian spirits that we didn't pick up at the start, so you know there are 3 at the start. We picked up 1, and Saito Toshimitsu will have the other 2. And in the case of the speedrun, Saito will have a sword and dual swords, corresponding to Phantom and Feral. Another peculiarity of this boss is that it is literally a twin of our character, so basically it looks the same as us. Okay, we'll switch to the hammer and we're gonna skip the cutscene and buff straight away. Alright, so we're gonna Titanic Strength, watch for the blocks especially. Those are indicative that they might do, there we go, that Saito might do actually the grapple. The grapple is one of the most dangerous attacks that he can do, or she. It's hard because it depends on your character. Okay, one more should do it. Oh, okay. Input drops. Yeah, this game has a bit of input drugs. Anyways, we're gonna keep pressure on Feral as the most effective way of dealing with it, and we're gonna... There we go. Just keep the pressure on. There we go. And that's Saito Toshimitsu. Alright. GG. Alright, that's the end of the second region. And I got a better sword, so I'm just gonna keep updating my swords. That's right below the 13 minutes mark. Even with a death. That's, you know, about average, I would say. In a no reset run. Alright, so now we just unlocked, as it says right here, we just unlocked the possibility of having 2 guardian spirits, and we're gonna equip the second one in the next mission, which is gonna be Masaru, and we're gonna give the same skills, you know, Yatsu no Kami and Enki, to it. And we're gonna be using, depending on the boss fight, we're gonna be using Shirohami, which is the spirit that I have right now, and Masaru, especially because Masaru has like feral, and the feral burst counter is more appropriate for certain situations. Okay, so in this mission there's quite a bit of dashing around. It's quite a big level, so it is a good time to read stuff. Alright, over here we're gonna save our key a little bit and dodge that, just there we go. Save my key just in case it would actually hit me. So that way I can get away without dying. Because if it hits me, then I block the next one. And if I don't have enough key, he breaks my guard, and then I die on the next one, so it's pretty bad. Important to take that into account. Okay, so this upcoming boss is Tatarimoke, which has a peculiarity that is not only a flying boss, or you know, a boss that can fly. Ideally, we don't want to see him fly. It also has a peculiar dark phase on which you lose the lock-on for a while, and if it gets too far away, you're gonna lose it again. So basically, we'll trigger his dark phase, dark realm phase, lose the lock-on, try to attack him as much as possible in order to continue the strat, and lock on shortly after, and then after that, if everything goes well, we should enter a loop, not a loop, stun lock, rather, where the boss will die really quickly. This boss is not tanky, it's not tanky at all, but it can give a lot of issues, so we'll see what happens. Okay, Yatsu no Kami and Enki, there we go. Ideally, I would like to see a split staff dropped in this boss. If it doesn't drop a split staff in this boss, then we'll just get one on the blacksmith. Alright. Skip the cutscene, buff, and we're gonna sit right here next to this, dodge that, and there we go, do a high stance strong attack. Okay, sitting. Yeah. There we go. Okay, it was sketchy. I didn't do it very well, but still good enough. There we go. And now he's done. Yeah, this is GG. GG. So I did mess up a little bit, but you know. Still, I managed to recover Okay, switch to Masaru is gonna be relevant for the next mission. We're gonna change to this and that. Okay, there we go. So we didn't get the split stuff. That's basically what normally happens. I consider myself getting pretty lucky if I do get the split stuff drop here, or even on Kamaitachi. So you know, good stuff still. Split stuff is gonna be important for this next boss because we're gonna get some skill points for the split stuff. Depending on that. Okay, so we're gonna do the blacksmith. Bye. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And we're gonna go back to the next main mission. So now I want to pay attention to my skill points. I should have 2 of them of the samurai skill tree. But if I do have another one, that's the axe one. Okay, in theory I have this skill point for the axe. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Alright. It's relevant for this next fight, because I need to watch the proficiency and the skill points. Okay, start the cat. Masterful slice, there we go. And the other one, as you saw, if you looked to the right, it was on the axe skill points. We need that skill point for the next main mission, so we don't have to worry right now. Otherwise, I would have gotten it in this fight upcoming. We're gonna get this safety shrine, even though it's honestly this part is quite consistent, but there is a very small chance that I could actually die on my way to the next shrine, so I'll take that one. Alright. So we're coming into the small chance. Over here, 99% of the times, if you just dash past this guy, right to the right, you'll just get past him just fine, no issues. But there is a small chance that I could actually do something that could actually hit me. In which case, there is still a chance that it wouldn't actually kill me, so, you know. It is quite safe, but still, can be too safe. Just notice that I have like no, well, I didn't notice that. It's not like I noticed now, it's just that I'm looking at the feet of my character and they must be very cold. Anyways, we buff with Purity and get the split stuff on the other weapon slot. We can start punishing the boss with Heaven and Earth. There we go. Okay, we're gonna get some experience with the split stuff. And on the next time that I change weapons, it's gonna be the last for this fight. Okay, there we go. You got enough skill points, there we go. We're gonna buff. And we're gonna get the Dragon Dance. Okay. So Dragon Dance is very good. It's one of the best skills in the whole game. Dragon Dance again. There we go. It's pretty much GG. And that's the boss. We got another split stuff, which is pretty nice. I lost. Okay, there we go. Here. I didn't know what it was exactly, so I had to look for the boss. Normally I know straight away, but this time I got a bit distracted. Okay. Oh no, that's not... I changed to the spear, I don't know why. I was supposed to go back to the sword. It's alright. I'll just do it right here so I don't forget. There we go. I could have just entered the main and the main mission and then just do it here, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. Sometimes some icons are a bit too similar between the weapon types, and I get a bit confused. You know, between spear, sword, and odachi mainly. Anyway, so we're good on proficiency, not only on axe but also on the split stuff. We're actually really good on proficiency. Normally it's only a thing that you need to worry about if you're going very fast, and maybe you have used some weapons a bit less than usual. But even then, there are ways to fix that. Magic proficiency is also important, but as long as you keep yourself buffed, it should be okay. Oh, yes, yeah. I was supposed to dodge that. I moved a bit too late. It's okay. So we're gonna activate some switches right here, and while we activate them, we're gonna menu. In this case, we're gonna learn Rumbling Earth. This is gonna be very important for this next fight. It's gonna be the main wake up move after the grapple. I'm gonna slot it here and put Masterful Slice on it as well. Oh, okay, I got the camera glitch. So the camera glitch is basically when you get too close to a wall and the camera just glitches out and does a 180. It is quite annoying. Normally it doesn't happen, but you know, it can happen, as you saw right there. So we got more Wristfire Lily and the hammer right there. I didn't explain it, but Wristfire Lilies and Lantern Plant Fruits give us anima, 10 and 5 respectively. So it is quite important to have some of them for some fights. Alright, Titanic Strength. Does that, Titanic Strength. Okay, and with this we're gonna do a couple more attacks and leave him alone. Oh, okay, I got unlucky. Yeah, I got unlucky. So, in this fight that can happen where the feathers that this boss throws can actually clip you while you're trying to burst counter. And you know, then you can die quite easily to that. So it's a bit of a shame. Doesn't normally happen, but it can happen, as you saw right here. Dodge. More Titanic Strength. Another one. Okay, not cool. Okay, get away from that. Okay, I'm gonna use this. Oh, unlucky. There we go. I'm gonna use the Covenant Earth. Keep all grapple. Buff. I'm gonna use Titanic Strength. Oh, no, Rumbling Earth, sorry. Come on, run. Okay, there we go, another one. Okay, he's being very aggressive right now. I don't like him. Okay, I'm gonna heal and do some more Rumbling Earth. And now this is GG. This is GG. He cannot do anything. GG. So yeah, a bit of a sketch fight in this case, but you know, nothing out of the ordinary either. So let's continue onwards to the 4th region. In between regions is also a good time to read stuff. Also a good time to explain other mechanics of the game. Like, for example, the debuffs. I only explained Purity, which basically is like the anti-yokai buff, or debuff rather, which makes enemies or anything afflicted by it take more ki damage. There's also Corruption, which is the opposite of the Purity, but also has similar properties, meaning like they take more ki damage. We have Fire, which is damage over time, the usual fire debuff. Water, which makes things take more damage, around 20% more damage. Lightning, which makes things have slower moves. It is quite effective as well. And then we have Confusion, which is basically a combination of 2 elemental debuffs together that make things stop recovering ki in the case of the yokai. In the case of humans, it makes them recover ki way slower. And they also take increased damage. I think it's a 50% increased damage, if I remember correctly. Alright. We have been using that throughout the run on several spots, like Enenra, Yatsunokami, Tatarimoke. Yes, those fights we have used Confusion for. It is also possible to use on other fights that we have done, but it is not necessary. Okay, that was a sketch. I messed up a little bit. I was supposed to dodge that attack from the spear user, but it's fine. All in magic. Get more magic slots. I don't know why I went this way. I just need to go this way. There we go. Fire, lightning, fire stop. And we slot them in. And we're on to the next boss. The next boss is going to be Saikamaoichi. It is a bit of a tricky one, but overall it is not one of the most problematic bosses or anything. I'm gonna buff with water. Water tends to be more effective against humans, unless, as we will see near the end of the any percent part of the run, they have a resistance to it, in the case of one particular boss. Alright, I'm gonna heal, because I don't trust this guy. Okay, gonna... Okay, there we go. Gonna keep using Titanic Strength to keep the pressure on. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, we're gonna buff with Purity, and we're gonna apply Confusion to him. Purity and with water on top of that, it's Confusion. There we go. GG. As you can see, burst countering with root extends combos, which is really useful for fights like this, where you can get away or start doing some weird stuff. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna use the split stuff again in this upcoming fight, but not straight away. We're gonna start with the hammer. We're gonna use purity. There's split stuff. Having a strong split stuff is not super important in this fight, since we are gonna have one for you know, basically any split stuff that we have for Magara no Otaka is gonna be good enough for this fight. Okay, we're gonna use another one. And when he wakes up, we're gonna use another. No. Oh, no. A bit too early, I guess. Okay. Now we're gonna switch to the split stuff and we're gonna buff with lightning. Okay, didn't do it right. Okay, we apply confusion. Buff with purity again. Okay. Now we're gonna use snake again. There we go. Switch to brute in order to make this animation faster. And while this animation plays, we're gonna go here, learn that. Go to axe, learn mat spinner 2. Go to split stuff and learned Shin Crusher. Now we're gonna menu. Gonna get rid of this skill. We don't need it. And Merciful Slice. We don't need it, and it's kinda annoying to get it. Okay, we pick up that. We don't need the soul core of this guy, and getting the soul core will actually make this part way slower. So yeah, let's continue. All right. So in this upcoming fight, this upcoming boss, or mission rather, in this upcoming mission, we're gonna actually fight Kasha. To get into the Kasha fight, it's kind of guarded by blue fire, which is a stronger version of the fire, in front of a door. And in order to tank through that, we need either Jokai Shift or a cat. So I'm gonna get the cat just in case, but the main plan is to use the Jokai Shift. We're gonna buff with fire stop as well, water as well from that barrel. That will make us take less damage from the fire, or no damage from the fire in case of the water buff. And here we have a cat that funny property that the cat has is that it allows us to go through the blue fire without taking any damage at all. It is quite interesting. And funny enough, while it does that on the blue fire, on the red fire it doesn't do anything. So it's quite interesting. Okay, while we open this, we're gonna check if we have... We do not have enough, but I'm gonna use the Lumiset Crystal anyways. So this is one reason why we take the Scampus, because there's a chance of not having enough. Amrita Stones or Amrita Crystals. So we're just gonna open the door without it. Without the Jokai Shift. Alright. Okay, we're gonna take profit of the cut buff right now. We're gonna open this door, not take any single damage. Feels good, man. Okay, open that. Switch to the axe and switch to Shirohami, yes. Buff with purity right at the start. Okay. Okay, that's not good. Alright, we're gonna use a snake right there. Unlucky. That's unlucky, actually. It is quite one of the most dangerous fights in the game. Or in the run, rather. Okay. She is not playing around. Buff with water, merely burst counter. Okay. Yeah, she was doing some interesting stuff. Really weird. But we're gonna finish this fight with this. Alright. It's a nice backup to have. Alright. Okay, we didn't get a new axe or anything. We're on the 56 minutes mark. That's about average. Well, actually, it's a bit better than average, actually. Normally, I don't manage to get sub 1 hour on this next fight, on this next main mission. And it looks like it's gonna be around the hour, so I would say it's slightly above average. All right. So in this mission, we first of all need to change to Masaru in order to activate one of the special effects of it in a moment. And we're gonna get past this enemy and drop this right here on this bridge. Go up the ladder. And we're gonna buff with fire right now. And we're gonna use a Spirit Stone in order to get the Masaru buff for absorbing Amrita, giving us a 5% more damage. That makes it so we can do this, sometimes one-shot it even. So that's pretty nice. Gonna prepare the learn skills menu. Get this safety shrine. And we're gonna go through this rice field, past this Odachi guy. Past this sword guy and activate this shortcut. And while we do that, we're gonna learn these 2 skills for the Shifling tree. There's also this Red Spire Lily. I'm getting more Red Spire Lilies than I would normally need, just in case. And the next common boss is Ryomin Sukuna, which is a boss that doesn't like giving you openings, so we're gonna have to make do with what we get. Alright, so that is a decent enough opening. Another one. And yeah, I'll dodge that one. That's what I meant. He likes doing that. Of course, counter that. Heaven and Earth, we're gonna do it again. And again. I'm gonna switch to the Shirohami, so we can poison him and get the extra damage from it as well. Switch to Masaru in order to get a safer burst counter, so we can react better to whatever he decides to do. Oh, okay, I didn't want to do that. That was a bit of a combo issue that I didn't do. I wanted to do one combo that it didn't happen. Alright, so this is GG. Nice, it's pretty nice. Alright, I'm gonna equip this one just so because it's a bit closer to the next axe that we're gonna equip. And that's the end of the 4th region, yes. We're moving to the 5th region. Out of 7 for the 100%, out of 10 for the all my missions with DLCs. Alright. And we also have more Soul Core attunement slots. And we're gonna take profit of that in this upcoming mission. Okay, so the bosses in this mission are gonna be Shibata Katsuye, but before him there's another boss. It's Maeda Toshie, also known as Mataza of the Spear. I'm gonna switch to Shirohami real quick, because Mataza is a human boss. And we want that right here. Okay, so we're gonna change the Enki for the Omen Sukuna. We're not gonna use the Enki anymore. In fact, we haven't used it in a while, but you know, it could have been useful in certain situations as well. Okay, and now we're going to go up this ladder. There is another path that is a bit more risky but faster through that door. But you know, for the sake of the marathon, we don't want to take the risk in order to, you know, possibly lose a bit of extra time. It could be nothing, even if I die, but it could also be quite annoying, depending on the situation. So it is much nicer to go this way. Alright, so while we kick down this ladder, we're gonna change the Ryomen Sukuna axe, mainly for one reason. Well, two reasons. One, it's stronger, and two, it allows us to do a trick. This is a corruption-based weapon. It has a corruption element on it, and with that we can do this. Remove the axe, get it back, and now we are applying corruption to it on top of the water, so therefore confusion, and confusion is very strong, as you can see right here. That's my shit. Okay, we got the key. We're moving on to the next boss, and we're gonna take this shrine, and that is not really a safety shrine because we need the refresh for the water as well. Gonna open this, and when we open this, we're actually gonna get rid of that axe, because while it was helpful in this fight to have a corruption-based weapon with sentience bar and all that stuff, that sentience bar that fills up and overwrites the current buff is very bad for this fight. So we're gonna just not play with that RNG factor, and we're gonna use this other axe. Alright. So this is Shibata Katsuye. He likes to spin with his hatchets. Okay, I'm gonna heal. The start of the fight is quite RNG heavy, but once you do the start of the fight, you know, once you get to this point, it is not so RNG heavy. I'm actually gonna heal a little bit. Now we're gonna continue this. There we go. There we go. Much better. Now we're gonna switch to the water. And we're gonna do the same. This is a loop that you can do. It is quite effective. Alright. Now I'm gonna use the purity. I'm kinda worried for my magic proficiency. I might be too low on magic proficiency. If that's the case, it's okay. It's just gonna make the things a bit less optimal in this upcoming splits. But you know, it is not a big deal. Alright. So if I do have enough proficiency, I'm gonna be able to do the dojo, as that would be normal. But if I do not have enough, then I'll just continue without the buff at this point. We'll just get it later, so it's a bit less optimal. And okay, we do have enough. Good. Good. Sometimes I think I'm worrying too much. Because I think like, oh damn, I'm not doing enough magic damage. But you know, most of the times it's just an unnecessary worry. Okay, we're gonna get here. I'm gonna match spinner this. Okay, that's not good. Get rid of that. Okay, that deals with umbrella. Come on. Okay, that's enough. Good. Okay, I was like a bit concerned about the RNG. There we go. As I said earlier, it's a good wake up attack. The Ramen Earth. There we go. And now we're gonna ready into learn skills. So it was quite a sketchy dojo. I tried to do the fast strat. It didn't really pay off, but you know, I was still able to do it. All right. 2 phases of hospitality. The next boss is going to be Tokichiro, which is our main companion throughout the game. But it has become obsessed with spirit stones or Amrita stones, and seemingly turned evil. I'm not gonna get into the lore. Not gonna get too deep into that, but you know, that's basically the grasp of it. Now when we open this door, we're gonna ready this menu right here for the Omnia Magic, and on this next door we're actually gonna get the thing that I want right here. We're gonna go to Carnage and we're gonna get all of the skill points. There we go. Okay, get past this part. Okay, that guy with the spear is quite dangerous. So you need to be careful about him. Okay, touch that. Now we can dash past this part. There is a faster way of going there, but it is sketchy. It is sketchy because you're going in without dodging that guy or the first, avoiding the first cannonball, so you just YOLO, and it's quite dangerous. Anyways, 30 magic, 10 skill, rest on heart. I already did that. I don't know why I entered that. That's the second time that I do that. All in Carnage and slot it. There we go. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is open this door and do a couple of flashes. Go. And we just buff with Carnage, which is gonna upgrade our damage, but also makes us take more damage. So now it is more likely that we're gonna get one shot. But you know, we don't plan on getting shot, or you know, getting hit rather. So hopefully that doesn't happen. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do this. There we go, we're gonna counter that. And he's done. GG. It was not a perfect fight, but it was, you know, pretty decent, pretty average. Alright. Change to Masaru, and we're gonna equip some accessories. For the same reason that as with Imagawa. I'm not gonna get any axe or split stuff in this fight, so yeah. Just get all our stuff. Okay, onwards to one of the most hated missions in the game, I would say. Especially when the game was kind of new and before the DLCs came out. I would say this is probably like the most hated mission. And it's funny because it's also followed by one of my favorite missions in the whole game. So they're back to back. Anyways. We're gonna get here. Get this right here. And hopefully I can avoid getting shot at. Okay, we're gonna buff, and while we buff, we're gonna use Red Spider Lily, lock on, use Kasha, wait a little bit, use a Lantern Plant-Foot, buff with fire, and move on. What is it called? My sentience bar with the Ryumen Sukuna axe is a bit high. There's a way to prevent that. We can, you can actually unequip and equip again, but I didn't do that. It's fine. Okay, so this guy is very weak to fire, as you can see. He kind of gets deleted by fire. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna take this safety shrine. I'm gonna take literally every single safety shrine that is on the way. And okay, upcoming there's a shortcut that we can do. We're gonna bait that attack over there. It didn't happen, it's okay. It normally happens on the second shot anyways. There we go. It is very rare to get it on the first shot. You need to be very fast and get a decent RNG as well. Okay, there's a cat right here. I'm just gonna just pet him. Okay. I don't really need it, but you know, it helps. It helps a little bit. Dash past that. You know, when I say dash, in that case I meant burst through that. There we go. Quite efficient to feral burst through those boulders. And we're gonna buff again. Stand with fire as well. And this is Daidarabochi, also known as the Golem. And, you know, it has other names, but yeah. Alright. The main idea is to break these fingers right here. Okay, when I switch to Brute in order to counter this. There we go. And switch back to that in order to be able to do Kasha. This boss is also very, very weak to fire, as you can see. Gonna buff again with Carnage in order to do more damage. I'm gonna go back to this. And right here. Oh, okay. Yeah, get away from that. We don't want to have anything to do with that. Okay, that's okay, that was weird. Okay, we're gonna block this. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, nothing that we cannot solve. There we go. Okay, and that's the end of the fight. Normally there's a third phase, but we skipped that with damage from the Kasha, especially the fire damage. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay. And while this is happening, we're gonna get that, get that, and this. There we go. So Morning Moon is gonna be relevant for one mission later in the next region. Okay, go forward. I'm gonna switch to Masaru. Let's see if we got anything. We got an Oak Hammer, which is kind of odd for this mission, honestly. Normally I get like a Kintaro Axe or something like that. So it is quite odd to see an Oak Hammer, but you know, it deals more damage, so I'm fine with that. Okay, so we're back into the interim. We need to speak to our mom. Yeah, this is our mom actually. And she tell us like what's our destiny. We need to fix what Tokichiro is doing, pretty much. And now we're on to the next region, and we're going to my favorite place in terms of design overall of the game, which is Byodo Inn in this mission. We're still getting more proficiency for the Shiftling skill tree. And we're going to the Mausoleum of Evil, Byodo Inn. It has a very, very mystic design to it. Alright. I didn't explain it earlier, but I switched to Nekomata because mainly because it gives us 20% extra damage on feral-based yokai skills, meaning for what respects this run, Kasha. And Kasha is one of the main soul cores in the run once you equip it. So we broke that crystal, and that crystal gives us a key or a jewel that we're gonna place here. Alright, and yeah, as you can see, while I'm doing these interactions, I'm updating my journal. No, I'm basically updating my armor, equipment, and also getting up to date with skill points as well. So our Shiftling skill tree is up to date, and so is anything else, honestly, apart from the armor. So the next step is gonna be updating our armor. Okay, so right here, as you can see, having the ability of... Okay, very cool. of course, the thing that you want is the last thing that you pick up. Classic, very classic. But yeah, basically what happened there is that our attack, which was Mud Spinner 2, is able to, allows us to do damage to a target while going around it. So that's really good for that particular point, because that snake lady was attacking us, and it was nothing big. She just wants to give us a hack. Also, I failed to bait that attack somehow. It's okay. It's not a biggie. I guess I did it slightly too fast. Anyways, we're on to the last crystal we need to break in order to get the last jewel. In case you didn't notice, the jewels, what they do is they bring down the water level and unlock more parts of the level. In this case, we're just unlocking the last part. Okay, we're gonna update our armor for almost the last time. I'm gonna do one more update of the armor shortly. Okay, I'm gonna try to update our headgear. Okay, good enough. And after this, there's gonna be one other time that we're gonna update the armor. At the end of the 90%, literally at the end of the 90% part. So in the case of the 90%, that would actually be the last time. Alright. So this Shuten Doji, he has a big club, he likes to swing it. He also has a gourd with sake, he likes to drink it. Alright. There we go. So far so good. I didn't explain it too much, but basically I'm trying to do the closest thing that I can do to a loop, which in this case it is not enough. But it's good enough to bring him low enough on ki where I can start doing this kind of stuff. It's the same concept that we did before with Shibata, but in the case of this boss, it is not enough. All right, so we're gonna finish him. GG. Not too bad. We got the Slayer Axe, which is exactly what I want. I would have liked to also have a split stuff. By the way, we didn't get that luck. It is alright. Alright, so we're gonna go to the blacksmith for the last time to get our other split stuff. We don't have a strong enough split stuff for the upcoming fights that, in this upcoming mission it is quite useful to have a split stuff. And in the next one as well. So it is better to just go buy one, lose 10 seconds. Or so, than just try to expect getting a split stuff and not getting it. It is quite likely to not get it. It seems to be more likely that bosses drop items related to what you already have, rather like weapons that are related to what you already have. It also depends on the boss type. Like for example, Shuten Doji will always drop the club, pretty much, and also the Demon's Maw, I think. Wait, no, I think that's a reward actually. Alright. But you know, and human bosses will also drop their weapons for the most part. Sometimes they don't even drop the weapons. Alright. Yeah, unfortunate. The double kick. The Enenra is not my favorite boss. That is for sure. It is not my most hated one, but it is quite annoying. He likes to hop back all the time. That is not nice. Alright. So we're gonna switch to the water and we're gonna do the wake up attack. There we go. This is where I wanted. Okay, bro. Come on. I'm gonna buff with Carnage again. Alright. Oh yes, enemies right after you finish the fights can do that. Because very good, very nice. I need this soul core. Thank you, dog. Yeah, dogs in this game are not as nice as in real life, sadly. Okay, we're gonna buff here just in case. Just in case I run out of the buff. We switch to the split stuff. Because it is quite convenient to use the split stuff in the upcoming fights. Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance is literally... It's probably like the best skill in the whole game. In terms of weapons. I didn't explain it, but in this mission we're gonna refight some enemies. Started with Enenra, the next one is Yatsunokami, and after that Kasha. And after Kasha we're gonna do the final boss of this main mission. Okay, we're gonna buff here. Switch to the split stuff and buff with Purity as well. Alright. Okay, I got some... yeah, bad. That's bad. It's okay, we can fix it. There we go. Fixed. So yeah, Confusion strats are very strong. Kasha is strong, Dragon Dance is strong, Purity is strong. Things melt. Quite hard. Yeah. And I haven't even talked about feathers, which is the main reason why featherless is actually a category. Feathers are broken, are very, very broken. Alright. So we got some menu. Over there we are done getting the skills for the weapons. We don't need any other weapon skills. I'm gonna switch to Shirohami. Go with Fire Stop, Carnage, get in the fight. Switch to Split Staff and buff with Purity. There we go. And the first thing that we're gonna do is Dragon Dance. And do some more Dragon Dance. And now we're gonna use the Snake. And after that we're gonna do Yokai Shift in order to grapple. Do a special, avoid that attack. Human Sukuna into the snake, and she's dead. Yeah. Depending if you're not if you don't get the first phase, so to speak, as I did, then it's a quite slower fight, but you know, still not a very problematic fight at this point. We're quite strong compared to what they are. Okay. So we updated our split stuff a little bit in order to do more damage. Gonna buff with Purity. Not super necessary, but you know, it helps a little bit. Shin Crusher for the key damage, and then burst counter with the Brute in order to do the extra key damage. Okay, we're buff. Switch back to Brute, And the same thing. And we want, whenever we don't need the boot, we want to switch to the feral, in this case Nekomata, in order to get away from things fast. It's a good safety net to have that feral counter. Alright. Another one. There we go, we're back to the feral counter. Dragon Dance, we're gonna buff again. Use Yatsunokami. There we go. Alright. And now, over here, we're just gonna do this. That is strong enough for this phase. This phase is more dangerous, but also weaker. And it makes us actually a bit stronger. Apart from the fact that we have less key region. But we have more anima region as well. Which is one of the main reasons why we are stronger on this. Okay, and that's gonna be enough for this. Buff again. Yatsunokami. Finish that. And now we're gonna do this. There we go. Okay, there's one other thing that I wanted to do, which is this. Now we're gonna switch to that one, for example. And yeah, switch back to Masaru. We got stuff. I didn't get anything good, honestly, but it's fine. Alright. So that's good enough. Now we're moving on to the next mission. And after this mission, there's two main missions for the 90%, and that will be it. I don't know if it's possible for me to PvP with this. I wonder. It's a bit more confusing when I hunt the splits. I just didn't want them to distract me for this. Anyways, we got two more shivling skill points. That's all the ones that we need. Because at this point we're gonna get a quite strong skill on the shivling skill tree. You're gonna see it in a minute. Okay, get this key in order to get past this door. Over here on the background, we're gonna buff with Carnage in order to do a little more damage to the stone that we need to break. Stone, rock, whatever you want to call them. And this is the skill that I was talking about for the sword, in order to do that damage necessary to get past it as fast as possible. And we're gonna use 2 Lumiset crystals while we wait a little bit for this. Kasha also has other properties, apart from being like really good for applying fire and dealing quite a bit of damage. The main properties that it has outside of that is HP recovery on damage with yokai skills, meaning not only Kasha but also. Okay, I'm gonna get this shrine just in case, because there is a small possibility of this not being nice. So just in case, I'm gonna get it. Okay, bad with Carnage. And the other one is when you absorb Amrita, it gives you a speed buff. Over here, as you saw, is the running man icon, or running person. With green. And while we rescue this Sudama, or ask for the help of this, not Sudama, sorry, I don't know why. Okay, those. I get confused sometimes. I was in the wrong menu. It's okay. It is not a big deal. Anyways. I got a skill that basically makes it so Yokai skills do more damage right after doing a burst counter attack. Or yeah, right after successfully countering a burst attack. So that's gonna be quite important for the damage in some fights. Okay, before I level up I need to do this, because I forgot. Homicide Crystal. And we're gonna level up everything in Courage. Everything. Now we're gonna update our soul cores so they're a bit stronger. More reliable. Pet this cat. And we're gonna update our accessories. Especially for the 2 leaves. The 2 leaves is quite good for the anima charge. Not especially useful for this fight, but on the next one is gonna be more useful. And on the following ones it's gonna be more useful as well. Okay, so now we're gonna fight Tokichiro again, but this time he's quite stronger. So we're gonna change a bit the strat. The cats are gonna play an important role in this fight. We're gonna attack strength. Okay, sometimes I mess up the Keeples. Okay, and now, while he's getting staggered with the Kasha, there we go. We're gonna do that. Okay, important that any time that there's any chance to get hit by that boss, it's important to just burst counter away to safety, because yeah, it is quite sketchy. It has hyper armor, it is quite fast, so yeah. Anyways, this next boss is my least favorite boss. It is wow. Okay, somehow I didn't time that correctly. It's okay. It's okay. I really do not like this boss at all, and I'm not alone with this thought. This is very bad. Okay, we're gonna do some dragon dancing. Okay, I'm gonna buff again. Carnage. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. No. That is unlucky. That is very unlucky. Okay. Okay, it was unlucky, but it's okay. We're gonna buff this, or not buff, but you know, we're gonna use that. Buff with this, there we go. Use Kasha, pop Yokai Shift to push him, and also do this. Charge attacks interrupt him all the time. That was unlucky. That was very unlucky. I'm very, very unlucky overall. So it's kind of normal, I guess. Okay. Yeah. That's what I mean by being very, very unlucky. It's just a terrible pattern. Okay. I'm gonna use the Lantern Plant Foot again. Not a nice it's not a nice fight at all. It is very bad. That pretty much ruins any possibilities that I have to PV, if I had any. At that point. So, it's whatever. Well, at least in any percent, that is. Still have chances to PV on. Wow. All my missions with DLCs. Come on. Come on. This is a really bad RNG. Come on. Yeah, that's... I don't know where he was aiming at. Okay, come on. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay. Onwards to this phase. Yeah, I forgot to do that earlier. It's okay. I just need an opening. And I can do this. There we go. Okay, another Kasha. This should be it. This should be it. Wow. Can't believe this. Oh, so unbelievably unlucky. Oh, so unbelievably unlucky. Still. Continue. Alright. It was going to be like a definitely above average run, for any percent at least. Ended up being quite average. You know, basically another day. Okay, now we're gonna enter this main mission, which is really just a main mission to trigger the next region. It's like 2 cutscenes that we need to skip. And while I do this, I'm gonna get some water. Okay. All right. Okay, so in this next fight, this is just this main mission only has like 1 fight and that's it. We're just gonna do this. Cool. There we go. Perfect. This boss starts aggroed to you right at the start. So it is more consistent to just let him kill you and then buff. Because it's not aggroed anymore. So you shoot him, attack him a little bit, There's multiple approaches that you can do for this fight. Chose this one. Should be good enough. There we go. We trigger the living weapon. It is possible to skip it, but at that point I was not in a good position to do that. Okay. Okay, there we go. So the fire actually triggered the HP gate in order to trigger this the end of the fight. Now we're gonna change to the split staff again, like that one. And we're going to the final boss of the main game for the 90% part of the run. In the eye of the beholder. Alright, so we're joined with Nioh and William over here, which by the way is the protagonist of Nioh 1. Didn't mention that. Now we're gonna join forces with another powerful ally, the cat. Now I'm gonna do one thing that I like doing lately, which is leveling up stamina in order to get some extra, you know, just a little bit of extra armor, just in case. There we go. We actually got a bit more than I normally have, Probably because I used a bunch of stones, yeah. Okay, oh, unlucky. Yeah, that can happen. I can get shot by a cannon. Alright. Yeah, this guy. Very nasty. Alright. So this fight in theory takes place inside our head or something, according to the lore. Okay, switch to... So we started with Brute mainly to trigger Otakemaru starting with Brute as well. And now we switch to Feral for the rest of the fight. Okay. On the snake. Okay, I wasn't able to get away from that somehow. It's alright. Oh, okay, yes, nice timing on that. Ah, come on. Ah, it's been nasty. Quite nasty actually. Okay, we're gonna rebuff again. Oh, very cool. That is so cool. Okay, we're gonna get away from that. We're in a good position to get in. Okay, that hit me. So we are able to use the yokai shift if we need to. But we don't need to. Let's go. Alright. So while we do this, we're gonna do that. We're gonna update our armor. There we go. This is just for the Ome missions with DLCs. We got the... We want to make sure that we have the split stuff and... Yeah, there we go, we got it. The split stuff and the axe over here. And we're gonna equip the split stuff. There we go. The Tengo's Kakara, they are close, so that's good. We're gonna be switching them. The time would have been like 1:49:35, I think, something like that. It'll be on the black screen for the 80%. And now we're on to the DLCs. So this event triggered next NG cycle. So we're gonna have to go back to the previous NGs, or to the NG cycle that we were in, and then do the DLCs. Remove the Strong is the next NG, it's like the NG plus. So we're going back to Dream of the Samurai, which is the NG. Alright. So there are 3 DLCs. Tengo's Disciple, Darkness in the Capital, and the First Samurai. And, we're gonna do them in order. You can also do them out of order, and you can do the second one before the first one, for example. But it is not a big deal, so I prefer to just do them in order. Alright. Okay, we'll knock down this block of wood and go back to it. We're just basically baiting those attacks, so you don't want to be waiting right there because they're gonna attack where you want to go. So kind of bad. Also, this right here in this room, there's a giant enemy crab. Typical from real Japanese history. Over here there's a blob that we need to avoid. Now the first boss that we're gonna fight it in like half a minute. It's called... Well, the name of the boss is called the Mysterious Monk, I think. But their actual name is Benkei, which is quite an important figure. There's a lot of important figures in this game. And yeah, we're gonna fight him. He uses a ton of weapons. He has, hatchets, he has split stuff, he has dual swords, a glaive, axe. Okay. So, as usual, we want to bring him down. There we go. And now that he's on his knees, we're gonna do this. Punish him as much as possible with the confusion. And this is GG. That was a good fight. That buff, by the way, was similar to Carnage, the one that he did. So he took more damage after doing it. Speeding up the fight a little bit. Alright. That's pretty nice. So now we're moving on to the next boss. The next boss is Nioh, which is similar to Umibozu from Nioh 1. It's basically like the evolution of Umibozu from Nioh 1. And in this case, I would say the fight is easier, at least for what I run respects. You have a lot of tools at this point for Nioh 2, and you cannot fall off of this fight, as opposed to on Nioh 1, where you could actually fall off the boss arena and die. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Otherwise, yeah, the boss is a bit more tricky. Alright, just checking my armor just in case, because I had a bit of a downtime right there. Alright. I'm gonna with fire and carnage. I'm gonna enter the boss. Alright. So right away we're just gonna use the Dragon Dance, use the burst counter with the Feral in order to get away from some dangerous attacks. Lots of things are gonna one-shot us here, so we're gonna be careful with that as well. Alright. So we use Kasha over here. Okay. Lock on. Use Yokai Shift. I locked on. I used the Kasha a bit too early actually. It's alright. Use Kasha again. Now we're gonna use the snake, and there we go. That's it. Good fight, good fight. Next. Okay, so in this next mission, we actually have quite a bit of running around, or dashing around rather. So, you know, as usual, it's quite a bit, quite a bit of time to read stuff. All right. So this mission is home of one of the best bosses in the entire game. It is honestly quite a really good fight, and you know, while we get there, we're gonna go through some caves, some mines, and we're gonna dash through some crystals that are gonna give us Amrita and Anima, so we're even more ready for the boss. All these crystals that I'm breaking. There we go. Full Anima and full Amrita bar for the Yokai Shift. We also get the Kasha buff of his speed. That's also quite nice. And before fighting the boss, we're gonna actually do our last change in the magics that we have. If you paid attention, you might have noticed that I got Barrier Talisman, also known as Kekai, and Lightning Stop Talisman. We're gonna equip both of them. Lightning Stop is gonna be relevant on the last main mission of the second DLC, for the most part. and Kekai or Barrier Talisman is going to be relevant from now onwards. Now is when we actually need to worry about bosses using yokai pools to recover their ki, and also, you know, being able to recover our own ki faster. So at this point it becomes way more useful to have the Kekai Talisman. Alright. We're gonna level up here. We're gonna just level up Courage from now on. And we're gonna get rid of the fire and the lightning. I'm gonna put some lightning stop on Barrier Talisman. There we go. And right here we have this door that leads to the boss. And you know, it is quite a difficult fight, but I'm very much used to it. So unless I get very, very unlucky, it is quite an eventful fight, I would say, in terms of battle RNG, or you know, in terms of me possibly dying. All right, come on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna dodge that. Burst counter again. No. Okay, unlucky. It was a trick that I could do right there, but didn't give me good enough RNG for it. It's fine. Very cool. Okay, just gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing that we did at the start, in Dragon Dance. This is one of those fights where I would just rely more on the commentary, because, you know, while I'm pretty good at it, I do need to adapt constantly to what the boss is doing, so it's really hard to just comment on top of it. Okay. Counter, first counter, and now this is GG, because we're gonna do this. GG. Alright, now we're gonna switch to the axe for this next fight. The next fight is, I would say, the scariest fight of the entire run. You know, if I'm lucky, you won't see why. I did some menu right there on the black screen because that's something that happens. It's a bit annoying. Sometimes I rely on it to do some extra menu when I didn't have enough time, and other times it just messes me up because I'm doing something that I don't want to do. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll just fix whatever happened when I enter the mission. It's quite a short mission, this upcoming one. It's like 20 seconds of dashing followed by a boss. Quite short. Yeah, I thought so. Unlucky. Okay. Gonna buff. Also gonna use one of this. And let's go. Okay. So we basically need to look for openings on this fight. She doesn't like giving a lot of openings, so it is very important to take in profit of as many of them as possible. Okay, this should be good. Yeah, okay, this is the dangerous part of the run, of the fight. Yeah, I didn't manage to do it. It is quite dangerous, as you can see. Everything that she does right now has hyper armor. Oh no. Oof. Die, please. Oh, come on. She's scary. Come on, just a little bit more. Okay, this is GG, I think. Oh, I messed it up. It's okay. Now it's GG. Yeah, it's a scary fight when this happens. But you know, you can take it a bit slower and go through. Alright, we're gonna go back to the split stuff. There we go. And I would say this next fight is probably on par in terms of how dangerous it can be with another one that is also upcoming. But it's still quite less of a dangerous or scary fight as the one that I just did. I gotta say that I don't know if I said it, I don't think I did, but I actually rerouted this since last time on ESA Winter 2021. I did quite a deep reroute. Basic ideas is still there, but lots of optimizations and several different strats were included. Okay, so there's a safety shrine right here. And, you know, I'm gonna level up a little bit. Courage boosts the damage of both axe and the split staff. It's like the second best stat to level up for both of them. The first one being magic for the split staff and stamina for the axe. That's why it's also decent to level up stamina as I did before. It's not that big of a waste. It's not just the armor. And now we're gonna fight Tsuchigoma, also known as the Mansbrother. Okay, mouth with purity. And right at the start of the fight, we're gonna just walk a little bit, block, wait for this, and as soon as it arrives, there we go. That's not great, but you know, it was fine. That attack is quite dangerous. If it gets you with the first thing, you're gonna get hit with the rest. Okay. Okay. We're in a dangerous moment right now. Because things are not going very well. It's okay though. We can pull through. Okay, so this skill is pretty good for that. There we go. That skill being Siso Strike. Siso Strike is basically in this run I only get it just for this fight because it can hit quite consistently and reliably the back of the spider in order to break his back and stagger. And whenever you do that, it also makes him move a bit slower and weaker. So it's quite good to get. So there's one more mission left in this DLC, which has 3 bosses. And then we're moving on to the last DLC. So as you can see, I'm changing weapons every now and then because it is quite... they have different strengths overall. Split Staff is very versatile and fast, but it doesn't have all the properties that the axe has, meaning like peak damage and DPS and anima gain. Anima gain is quite important, so yeah. If you don't have to worry too much about the mobility or certain punishes, and you can just pretty much do a strat without really fast skills, then it's good to have the axe for the extra damage and more anima gain. And for the split staff is basically anything else that is not good enough with the axe. Sorry, my throat is getting a bit dry. Alright, gonna buff with purity as well. I'm gonna drink a little bit. Alright, so we're gonna fight White Tiger, which is actually Nekomata transformed due to the Umbrita. Okay, and after this attack we're gonna do this and Sononkasha. There we go. And now we're gonna... Oh, come on, don't do that to me. That's unfortunate, that's very unfortunate. It's okay, we can still do it. The White Tiger got away. But you know, we still get it. Ideally, I can do 2 mat spinners back to back without Tiger getting away. But you know, it was a bit sketchy. Setup wasn't perfect, so it didn't fully work. But you know, that's a good thing about running such an RNG heavy game. When that happens, you still have ways to come back. Not always, not always, but for the most part, you still have tools to get back in track. Alright, so we're going to the right. And in this upcoming segment, we're gonna get past one Nioh 1 boss that we don't need to fight, called Nioh. And to do that... Oh. Sorry. To do that, we're gonna buff our lightning damage, but lightning resistance. Sorry. Right here. There we go. We're able to tank a couple of hits from that, and then rest of the shrine. Level up more courage. And then on these two upcoming fights, we're also gonna buff with lightning stop. Especially for the second fight, it's not gonna be relevant, but it's still good for this first fight as well. We're gonna fight the last human boss of the run, called Ashiado Man. Use the snake to speed up the fight a little bit. Okay, so watch out for certain spells that have hyper armor and it will actually follow through no matter what. There we go. Okay, and now when he's down, he's gonna actually summon the lightning gods of Yomi. And we're gonna buff meanwhile. Alright, let's go. Get away. Okay, get away from that. It's not the usual opening, but you know, it's fine. And yeah, that's basically we're gonna do this right now. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna rebuff again. I'm gonna also rebuff with Carnage. I didn't forget. It's just I didn't have enough time to do that. Alright. I'm gonna use Kasha again. And that should deal enough damage to actually finish the fight. There we go. GG. Now we're moving on to the last DLC. But before we do that, we're gonna change to the split staff because this upcoming fight is quite a hard one. And we need the extra mobility. Overall, this run, you know, I had some unlucky moments, but overall, pretty good run actually. The other day I did a terrible run. I got so unlucky. I couldn't believe how unlucky I was, and I think I got like a 256 or something like that. I think. That was on a very unlucky fight. So, I mean, run. Sorry. So yeah, I would say that 3 hours estimate is probably the highest I would go. Just past that is like too much, I would say. But yeah, regular run will be like around 240 with like average RNG, I would say. Alright, so we're on to the last DLC. It has 2 main missions. This one and the next one. And this mission has 2 bosses. One is Otakemaru. Again, yes, but this time is a bit different, because this is the past. All the DLCs are in the past. And in fact, the first DLC is the... Oh, come on, that's bad. Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, that was terrible. That was terrible on my end. I went too much to the right, and I aggroed the guys. It's okay. Tend to make that mistake. I don't know why. I don't know why I tend to make that. Anyways, we're gonna get back there. I'll definitely have it more in mind for the future runs. Okay. There we go. And while we pet the cat, we're gonna set the shortcut for the travel amulet. Because for the next main mission, it's gonna be important. Those 2 travel amulets. Alright, we got the village gate key, which is useful for this door. And now we're gonna go to this ladder right here and drop. Kick this ladder down. Wait a little bit and go up. There we go. So now we don't have to deal with that no Peppo. There's still other enemies to deal with, but you know, at least we don't have to deal with one extra quite dangerous one. And now we're on to the boss. This is Takemaru from the past, when he was younger. Twin Phoenix 2 times. Shin Crusher. Oh, okay, he got away. Shin Crusher. Of course, he gets away again. Shin Crusher again. There we go. Now, Kasha, if we're lucky, he will actually. No, okay. We were not lucky. Kasha is on vacation. It's okay. We'll summon Kasha back from vacation. Oh, come on. That's a quite dangerous grab, actually. I'm getting unlucky. Quite unlucky. Okay. Very cool. Okay, we can do this right here. It's actually a safe spot. And he's done. There we go. Okay. So I deliberately didn't use a yokai ability right there in order to save them for the next boss. Also, one thing that I didn't mention is that now we have the soul core box, which is really good because it allows us to use yokai ability without having enough Amrita. As long as we have a little bit of Amrita, it's enough. The only bad thing is that if we do that, we're not gonna have any. Did I say Amrita? Anima. We're not gonna have any anima for a while until we get it back. It's both a timer and something that you can record by hitting. So, for example, let's just say that you barely don't have enough. It will have. So you activate it. It will have a little bit of time without gaining any anima, and then you'll be able to gain more anima. Or if you have, if it's halfway there or something like that, you can hit stuff to get to make that recovery faster. Okay, we're gonna knock this down for the shortcut, and we're gonna equip the Demon Axe. Now this fight is a bit sketchy, but I've gotten pretty decent at it, I would say. This Tate Eboshi. Okay, 2 quick attacks. Oh yes, that's the bad thing. I don't retract what I just said. That's just very unlucky. That's basically the opening that you don't want to see. It's alright. At least I died quite fast, so we can get back to it. Alright, so Kai, Carnage, Impurity. Prepare the Carnage again just in case. Same story. High stance, 2 quick attacks. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, come on. That was so unlucky. Alright. So now the strat is active. We're gonna mat spinner just like with the cat into more Kasha. Now we're gonna use... There we go, this is GG. So the reason why I didn't use Kasha at the end and I used Jatsunokami is to bring her down before the confusion runs out. That makes it so I can actually deal more damage. So the strat all revolves around applying confusion as fast as possible when she runs out of ki, and then, you know, just do mat spinner with Kasha. After the second Kasha, the moment that you are about to end the mat spinner, you're just gonna summon the snake, do a last attack, and then grapple, if it's not dead yet. So yeah, that was Tate Eboshi. And we're on to the last main mission of the DLCs. So the final mission for this run. It is a bit long. And basically we need to climb this tower full of yokai. And then we are gonna need to collect 2 keys from 2 different strong yokai in order to access an elevator and go to the final boss. So I could get that shrine, but honestly, I've never died on my way to the next shrine, so I'm not gonna get it. If I do die, then wow. But even then, yeah, it's completely fine. Okay, we're gonna recast Kekai. Yeah, we're on to the last section of this part. And now we're gonna do the last level up. That should give us level 97 or 98, 98 in this case. Depends on several factors. And now we're going to the first of the 2 guardians of the 2 keys for the elevator. The elevator was right next to the shrine. And it was locked. So we're gonna get there. Alright. Buff. And hopefully I can get a headshot at the start. Ugh. Dodging. We don't want to see that. It's getting pretty bad RNG, but it's alright. As you can see, I'm not dealing any purity damage anymore. That's a property that this enemy has. I don't know why, but it just does that. It's kind of awkward. It just decides to stop getting any purity at some point. Just like weak to purity, and then it's not weak to purity anymore. I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Anyways. Onwards to the next boss. No, well, mini boss, I would say. Guardian of the Key. And in about 5 minutes we should be actually done with the run. Or even less than that. Now this one is one of the... It's kind of curious because it gives me more issues lately than it did initially. As opposed to the other one. The other one gave me a lot of issues at the start. And then it just stopped giving me issues, almost. Alright. And that's this enemy, which is a Suiki, by the way. It's called Suiki. And the other one was called an Ongyoki. And now we unlock the elevator with the 2 keys. And yeah, all that's left is beat the final boss. We're gonna use the split staff for that. Drop down, get this shrine just in case. Let's go. Okay, so I buff this way. Just so I don't have to deal with slower movement with the split stuff. Alright, so this is Nightmare Bringer, which is still Takemaru but on a different form. Has fused with the Guardian Spirit that it had. Okay, so that attack right there, it is best to either block or dodge with a high stance. High stance gives you a roll. It gives you more iframes, so it's good for that. Alright. Okay, so at this point we're gonna trigger the Yokai Shift. I'm gonna say that this boss is not weak to any element apart from purity and corruption, so that's worth mentioning for sure. And now he's dead. GG. GG. That was a pretty decent run. Not a PB, sadly, but it is what it is. With so much RNG, it's really hard to PB. Alright, and time will end in 3, 2, 1, time. Yeah, that's Nioh 2 Omen missions with DLC's Featherless. in 2:34.07. Pretty nice. You know, if it goes really, really badly, then, you know, it can be like 20 minutes slower. But, you know, it went okay. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I would very much like to see this in GDQ. Because I think it's a really good showing of the game mechanics, and, you know, it's a very cool run in my opinion. Yeah, see you around.